Hello, welcome. I'm Hannah and I'm so excited for today's video because I love single shadows, and today we're talking about all of my favorite single shadows that I tried during 2023. I tried 111 shadows. I know this because I went through all of my orders and all of my videos. I wrote down all of the ones that I tried, and then I just went through that and I circled the ones that were my favorite. I happened to circle 18 of them, so we're talking about 18 today. I felt like it would have been less genuine to give myself a number and then try to squeeze my single shadows down to that number or inflate them up to that number. So I let the single shadows guide me on how many favorites there are, and I think 18 is a good number. The shadows are in no particular order other than the fact that I did group brands with brands, but they're all my favorites and this is not a ranking. The first one I'm going to talk about is probably on a lot of people's favorite shadows of 2023 list. This is Ice Blink. This came out, I believe, in February. It's a collaboration between Shine by SD and Seeking Shifts. The whole Earthborn collection seemed to be a huge hit. I was able to pick up a couple, and everything people were saying about layering this is true. I love this to tap over any shadow, and it just makes it so much more dynamic and interesting. I do have it on today, but we're going to wait a little bit to talk about what's on my eyes because there's other upcoming shadows that are on my eyes and we're not going to start off with spoilers. The website describes this as an iridescent multichrome that shifts from spicy orange, gold, green, teal with blue, purple, gold, and silver sparkles. You may say that's way too many words for one shadow, but the beautiful thing about this shadow is that it has so many different multicolored sparkles in it that aren't coming up on camera right now, but that also highlights the other beauty of it, that from a little bit of a distance, it just looks wet. It just looks shiny and wet. My next favorite is also from Shine by SD. It's also a collaboration, and it's also something that I enjoy using as a topper. This is Fairy Ring. It was part of the Dawn bundle, which was a collab with Shine by SD and Bizarre Revolta and M. Jones 5018. I feel a little sad putting this in here because I know it was only available in the bundle, and I just checked it's no longer on the website. But if you have this, this might serve as a little reminder to pull it back out. It's beautiful. This shadow has a much smoother formula than Ice Blink does, but it's a sheer pink filled with near holographic sparkle. I wore this recently in my pink holiday makeup look. I topped it on top of another pink, and it really just amped up the drama, but I found that this on top of darker shades really stands out also, and I've loved finding new combinations for layering with both of these. I'm surprised to say I only have one Clionadh shadow on my list, but I didn't try that many Clionadh shadows this year. I feel like a lot of their launches were deeper than I tend to wear, but I did pick up a shadow that launched last year, and I had had my eye on it ever since, and when I got it, it lived up to and exceeded my expectations. This shadow is Palace. It's described on the website as a sheer mauve base with pink, peach, gold, lime, aqua shifts. I feel like because the shadow's so light, it feels easy to wear, but it also makes such a statement because it's such a shifty shade. Say that 5 times fast. And because of the combination of wearability and boldness, I've found myself reaching for this so much. The next handful are from Luxie. I did do a video a couple days ago where I pulled out all of the shadows that Luxie has released in 2023 and I swatched them out and talked about them. So if you're interested in more Luxie, I suggest that. But there's 4 standouts that they released this year that I feel like are going to continue to be at the top of my list with all of my other Luxie favorites from among the years. The first one is Jawbreaker. It's described as a pinky purple with shifts of gold and green. I think we can see a trend going on here. I like this one for similar reasons to Palace. It's not a multi-chrome like Palace's, but it has this pink base with a beautiful green sparkle to it. I find the base makes it really easy to wear, but the green is a little bit unexpected, and the particular shade of cool green is so pretty. Luxie makes some of my favorite interesting neutrals. I feel like they didn't come out with that many this year, but one that they did that really stands out to me is the shade Big Bang. This is described as a gold bronze with shifts of pink and orange and touches of turquoise. I think you can see the coppery base, the warm pink sparkle to it. It also looks quite yellow in some lights. I'm gonna try to not keep on saying pretty but unexpected, but I love a lot of these because they're pretty and unexpected. Next up is the shade Licorice Lace. This is described as a raspberry shade with shifts of purple and turquoise. Another pink, but this time a little bit deeper and warmer, and has a very cool blue sparkle to it. The last Luxie shade is probably my favorite one of all the Luxie shades that they released this year. This is the shade Glitz and Ritz. Similar to what I love about Ice Blink, this also has small multicolored sparkle to it, and I really hope Luxie releases more shades like this next year. It's described as a sparkly purple with shifts of red and orange. For once, I feel like Luxie is selling itself short with that description because of all of the little sparkle in there. I didn't realize I was just going to show you a billion pinks in a row, but we are going to break out of the pink route for a little bit. The next brand that we're going to talk about is Terra Moons. Because I'm talking about shades that I tried in 2023, a couple of these are ones that I pre-ordered in 2022 but didn't receive until 2023. But the fun thing about that is that these have been more time-tested because I've had them for longer and they still make my heart flutter when I see them in a palette. The next shadow is Venus in Chains. The website says it shifts deep red-orange with gold, green, and blue shifts. I don't have any other shadows in my collection like this. I love the particular shade of deep red. It feels so like sultry without being too dark. I also love shadows where the shimmer contrasts from the base. We'll see that more later on. And this shade's such a good example of it. The next shadow is Oppie. The website says it shifts lime, silver, pink. I kind of surprised myself with how much I love this one, but I swear every time I wear it, I just feel so good in it. The particular shade of like minty blue just feels cool. It doesn't read too girly, and I love it with a warmer crease. Enceladus is described as a muted silvery blue-green multichrome eyeshadow with lavender shifts and hints of green. This one was also a bit of an unexpected hit. It's a deeper shade than Oppie, and you could see it has like a dusty purple laced throughout. More of an unusual shadow in my collection, but again, I feel so good whenever I wear it. Halley's Comet is described as a duochrome with lots of sparkle that has a bright pink base and a blue shift. This was my official Barbie pink for this Barbie-filled year. Cool pinks were also trending for cheeks, which is something that I didn't really get into, but I love the look of this on my eyes. It's also one of their more inexpensive shadows. I believe it's $8.50. And I feel like for that price, you're getting a hell of a deal. It's such a pretty pink with so much blue sparkle. You can see compared to Licorice Lace, which is kind of the same description, roughly. The pink is way more cool and the blue is way more shiny. Much more of a statement shadow. I picked up Lunar Lavender later than it came out on the recommendation of my commenters. And oh my, everything I heard about this shadow was true. It's probably my favorite lavender in my whole collection. It's described as a metallic lavender with bits of silver, pink, and blue sparkle. I see from their website, this one's even less expensive than Halley's Comet is. It's only $7. Such a pretty, cool purple. I did try a handful of new brands during 2023, and interestingly, only one shadow from any of those new brands is making it onto my favorites list. The shadow is Lyra from Electrum Cosmetics. I would say it's like a purplish silver with green and pink shifts. It was suggested in a comment as a comparison for Terra Moon's Pistol Star, which I really liked the color of, but the flaky formula did not work for me. And I think it does serve as such a great substitution for that. It's also so intensely bright and metallic. You can see compared to all the other shadows here, it really stands out the most. It's a shadow that I've worn in public and gotten compliments from complete strangers. And the final brand today is Divina. I tried a lot of Divina shadows this year, including almost all of their new releases, and I narrowed it down to 5 favorites. The shadows I'm going to mention from the Sea of Shadows and Mystic Cove collection today were all gifted to me. From the Mystic Cove collection, I have Paleomon. Paleomon has the prettiest sky blue base with frosty pink sparkle and an intense green shift. This shadow is one of my go-tos if I don't know what to wear. Thusa, because of course I love my pinks. This one has a cool pink base with tons of turquoise shimmer. You can see it's more of a sheer base than Halley's Comet. I'm always blown away when I wear it at just how sparkly it is. It really has like a wet effect too. The next one is Frozen Waves. I'm going to swatch on top of my swatch for this one because I just lost my swatch footage. This one's a berry base with turquoise shimmer that shifts pink. So pretty. I love the contrast of the shimmer on top of the base. And I just think a mauve base always just looks so pretty and sexy. The next one is Frothy Surf. This one's a beautiful burnt orange with green shimmer that shifts pink. I love the contrast on this one also, and if you watched my video about orange shadows, you'll know it's one of my favorite oranges in my collection. And then my final favorite shadow that I tried in 2023 is Divina Sybil. This one's an oldie but a goodie. I just found it from searching through their website. It's one of their $6 metallics. I've been so excited about it ever since I've gotten it. It's like a brownie mauve with a really smooth, soft, metallic texture. It's perfect for using as a base or a lower lash line. It's easy to blend out. I've really just enjoyed pairing it with any look, and I can't say enough good things about it. I feel like I can't shut up about it, and I don't plan to. Now I can finally tell you what's on my eyes. As I've mentioned, I really enjoyed layering this year, so this is just like a fully layered look. I started with Divina Sybil all over my eyes. I do have a transition shade, but you know, for the good stuff, I started with Divina Sybil. I just used my finger and I put it all over my eye in a wing shape. On top of that, I used Frozen Waves, and I was initially just going to put this over the outer part, but it looked so pretty and I ended up putting it over the entire eye. And then finally I used Shine by SD Seeking Shifts Ice Blink. Maybe you could see the multicolored sparkle now. I don't know. I put this kind of concentrated over the center of my eye. It really brightened it up and added some more dimension. I also used Sybil for my lower lash line, and then none of these seemed right for my inner corner, so I just used Luxie Cookie Dough. And here is the full palette of all of my 2023 favorite shadows that I tried this year. It's pretty pink, but we do have a little bit of a variety here. I'm obsessed with this palette. I feel like I'm just going to want to leave it together because all of my current favorite shadows in one place. What can be better than that? Plus one final look at all of the swatches. That's going to be everything for today, though. I would love to hear your favorite single shadows that you tried this year, if we have any overlap, or if there's something else out there that I need to get my hands on that I'm missing out on. Let me know. If you enjoy this, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It really means a lot to me, and there's always way more indie makeup content on the way. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.